Hi guys, this is Stellarum back for another episode of Stellarum FTB. So, in the last episode I was still up on the surface and I was still looking around a little bit. But this episode I ducked into a cave before starting the camera here, and I went down into the cave and I set up a little base for where I'm going to have sort of my stuff set up. I met an ender mini, which I'm sure we'll see much more of. He was in my base, so I actually tried to kill him with no armor. I've got no armor right now, and I had a wood sword at the time. I made myself a stone sword now, so I'm a little bit better off than I was. But I did manage to find this ravine. There's a mine shaft up there. I haven't even gone there yet. And there's a whole bunch of resources around here. And I just wanted to show you something. This was actually kind of like a little dead-end pool. And I knocked a block out here and let a whole bunch of water run down. It turned this all into obsidian. I could see some light underneath there. So I dug through and I actually found this big huge cave system. So if we go over here, I found all the stuff I need for today's episode. So what I really needed was some redstone. And I'll show you why in just a minute. But as I was digging over here, one thing you gotta be careful about with these caves, right underneath this, there's no blocks there. It's just more it's more lava, and you want to be careful with your resources at this point, unlike what I just did there. And so you might want to put something like this down before you I don't even have a bucket. Like, that's how resource poor I am right now. And I wasted a whole bunch of redstone, and that was very bad. So you gotta be kind of careful around here. So like that block there doesn't have anything under it right now. So and you also gotta be very careful about that for your own safety too. So it's not just to try to save your resources, it's also to be very careful about what you're doing with your health and that sort of stuff. Let's just go over here. I'm gonna block that off, just like so. And then we'll do this, just like that. And then we can come in and take these out. Now, the other thing, oh yeah, that's right. That's why that was there. Like that, okay. Yeah, it kind of dead ends there. It was all to find out that it dead ends. Okay, so the other thing I want to show you was this. As I dug through this, trying to get this redstone, I found a whole bunch of diamonds. Look at this. It's like a huge chunk of diamonds. Awesome. So what I'm going to do here is block this off. You want to be careful with these. They actually can hurt you. You do want to... How is that getting around? Does it flow through gravel? Maybe. Okay, I think that's good. Okay, so I did manage to find some diamonds, and I also wanted to show you one other thing, and that's the dense ore. So in FTB packs, they have what's called the dense ore pack, and or that's one of the mods that they've installed in these packs. And you got to be careful about where you break blocks, because look, there's lava right there. With that's quite the trap, actually. Let's go up here. I should not be using my pick for that. Where is that coming from? My God. Okay. We're gonna want to block this off. I think it'll be alright. Yeah, so if we would have broken those blocks there, who knows, some of this gravel might have fallen down, and as we went to get, either we would have been burned up in the lava, which is probably the worst case scenario, or the other case was we would have, let's see. Okay, there we go, now we've got it. Okay, or the other case was we would have, actually no we didn't. What the heck is going on here? Okay, this is a bit complicated, but it should be all right. Let's see if we can't move this up. Okay, so the real tricky part is you don't want to have lava kind of falling down when you're breaking these blocks. So you do gotta be careful, because that can mean your diamonds get destroyed, which would be very bad. I mean, you spend all this time getting diamonds, and you find them, and you can't actually get them. So I like to break around them. Whoa, because of that. That was close. See, look at that. That's a perfect example of what can happen if you aren't careful. So we broke that block there, and all of a sudden we had a whole bunch of trouble. And more trouble. Okay, that's good enough. We're gonna wait for the lava to clear out before we break these blocks, obviously. We don't want to lose our diamonds. There it goes. Okay. So now I think we're good to break it. Let's just double check these ones. Okay, yeah, these ones are good. So the nice part about these dense ores, they give you a whole bunch of diamonds. 3 diamonds with just the 1 block broken. So there's, and of course, okay. I knew I was gonna do that, but that's alright. New diamonds. Just like that. We'll save that, and we'll come back and get some more. We've got 4 already, but we're certainly gonna want more at some point. Now I'm gonna head back up. It was off this way. Grab that cobble. Okay, so I'm gonna head back up, and I'll show you my base really quick, and we'll do a couple quick item builds, or machine builds, and we'll show them off and show you what can be done in FTB. You can see my kind of mining around, trying to find stuff. Into this cave here, and I was up this way. Yeah, so I found a nice cave, and it went all the way up, or all the way down pretty quickly. So it was very, very nice. And it was pretty much right underneath where I decided to make my base. So this is where I came in, over here, going up. Your little hobgoblin. Not that way. Oh, there it is. I always mix myself up here. Okay. Okay, so this is my base. It's currently night out, so we aren't going to step outside for too long. But last time I was here, I was kind of just up, or last episode, I was just up in these cave systems there, and I just kind of ducked in. There's a little cave here, and I just blocked it off with dirt. So let's go ahead and do that, just like so. Now, I've got a very basic setup here. I do have a crafting bench, and what I did was, let's stick some of these things in here, just like so, the diamonds for sure, just like that. So I did manage to get quite a bit of resources. And I've got, actually I'll put this over on the side here. So, actually when I died from that ender mini, it was up here, and I came back and I had to make another crafting bench, so that's why I've got two. Now, this is your vanilla crafting bench, well, sort of with a different color wood. But there's actually a neat, another type of crafting bench that's very easy to make. And all you do is you put this back in your crafting area, and you get the crafting station. And there's actually even the third one. I'm kind of curious about this. So there's crafting station, another one. If I put this there, it gets access to the nearby chest. And same thing with this one. So it makes it really easy to craft stuff when you have access to your whole inventory here. Kind of neat. This one's just a different kind, and it's smaller. You can put it in different places, that sort of thing. So we'll put it over there for now. We don't really need it, so. Okay, what am I going to make here? So what I'm going to make, let's look in here, is called a generator. So obviously a lot of the add-ons in FTB, they use a type of power. So this is going to be called RF power. There's many ways of generating this power. There's generators, there's a whole bunch of kinds of generators. There is dynamos. So there's different kinds of, like a steam dynamo, a magnetic dynamo, like different stuff like that. All kinds of stuff. And then there's also big reactors. So you look at big reactors, and these are really for generating a lot of power. We're not there yet. It would take a lot of reactor casing. Needs graphite bars, uranium or yellorium, iron, a whole bunch of it. Then it's a multi-block structure, so you need multiples of these. You need ports, you need the computer ports, the red net port, the power tap, the power port, all kinds of stuff, the controller, which takes diamonds and more of these blocks. It takes a lot. So what I'm going to be making is something that's much, much, much simpler. It's called the Survivalist Generator. So it's a very basic generator. It takes a bunch of cobblestone. It takes a piston, a couple iron ingots, and some redstone. Very, very simple. So let's go ahead and make two of these actually. So let's get out of here. Let's go in here. We're going to need two of furnaces, just like so. Let's break this down into planks. Let's make two pistons, like so. I can never remember, you guys are probably going to laugh, but I can never remember which way that goes. I always mix these two up. Okay, so we got two of those. What else do we need? So we need the pistons, the iron, the redstone, and the cobblestone. Oh, and the nice part about this is you can actually put this in here, just like so, and you can leave and go away and walk away, and it won't chuck it and maybe lose your items. It'll leave them in those spots. So it kind of has its own internal storage. Very nice. So we're going to need a bit more iron. So let's get a bit of that cooking. We'll do this and put the wooden sword. I don't need that anymore. So I might as well break that up. We're only going to cook up a little bit of it, and I'll tell you why in just a second. Let's just see, we're going to need 4 of those. And then we're going to need 2 up here, like so. 2 down there, 2 down there. And let's see, I think that's 4. 2. So we've got a couple survivalist generators now. Great. Let's clear out, oh, of course I don't have, let's make a few sticks. And I'm just going to make a couple of stone pickaxes for now. So let's do that. I'm going to clear out a bit of space over here, just to put these survivalist generators down. Just like so, let's pick all these up. And now let's plop these 2 guys down, just like so. Now all they are is they're generators. And they take some coal, or they take anything that can burn, and they generate a bit of power. So just like that, and you can see it can hold up to 100,000 RF, and it's generating a whole bunch of power. It's actually very, very, very efficient. So this piece of coal, it generates 80,000 RF at 5 RF a tick. It's very, very slow, so it burns for 13 minutes, and it generates 5 RF per tick. So you'll end up nearly filling this up with just 1 piece of coal, actually. We're going to keep those out just so that we don't burn too much. But, so what's going to happen is, we can just leave these go, and they're going to generate a whole bunch of power for us. Great. Now, the problem is, we need something to do with that power. And one of the first things we want to do is make our ore processing much more efficient. When I burn 1 iron ingot in here, let's just take 1 of these for now. If I burn 1 of these and I smelt it, or I heat it up in the furnace, it melts down into 1 iron ingot. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio of iron to the original iron ore. What I want to do is, there's ways of doubling that. So I can get something like the sag mill, and if I look in here, it enables you to grind up ore and other items. So you can increase the output and efficiency and upgrade and blah blah blah. So this lets you double your ore right out of the bat, right off the hop. Then you can also make upgrades to make it go faster, make it work better, and that sort of thing. This one's actually kind of expensive. It needs gold, it needs copper, it needs redstone. So we're gonna go. There's actually a very, very cheap one. So let's see what that one is. So this just takes a little bit of quartz. We found some of this, well, not the nether quartz, but we found Certus quartz, not the charged variety, but just the regular Certus quartz. So we can actually do that. So let's take some of this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's put some of these in there. We're going to need those. And we've also got a whole bunch of these Certus quartz. So I think we need 3. So let's take 3 of those. And I'll show you guys how to use this. Okay, so this is what we need. A wooden crank. It's just a crank. Yeah, wooden crank. It's just a bunch of sticks. So So we can make that pretty easily. Do we have any sticks in here? No, it does not look like we do. So let's go ahead and make a bunch. We're gonna need, should do, make a bunch of these. We got our wooden crank. And let's grab these stone. And let's look up the recipe for the grindstone again. This NEI is very, very nice. Quartz grindstone, so we need more wooden sticks. Make enough. Do that. And these are there. And then smooth stone there with cobble on the bottom. 2 cobble on the bottom. And 3 smooth stone. Just like that. Okay, so we've got a grindstone. How does this work? It doesn't work on power. So we can put this over here. And then you just stick this in the top there. And now we can take, yeah. Let's take some of this. Okay, so we put that in there. And now we just crank this by hand. And you'll see it's taking, let's just put 1 in there for now and we'll see. And you'll keep going until it stops. Just like that. And you get 2 iron dust. So if we put, let's say we needed 6 iron. We could keep turning this and it'll generate double the amount of iron as before. Is just by cooking it in the oven. So that's great. We got 6. Awesome. Okay, so we can double our ore with this. That's great, but it's not really using the power that we're generating here, right? So what I'd like to be able to do is do that automatically based on the power that we're generating. So what I'm going to make now is, well, there's a grinder, but yeah, that's not what we're looking for. What I'm looking at doing, I saw there was the sag mill. Now that's a very nice machine, but it is kind of expensive. So a little bit less expensive is something called the pulverizer. So let's get one of these. So this costs a piston, a machine frame, which is, we're just going to go with the basic one. It's a tin gear, which that's one way of doing it. But oh, no, I always miss it. There's another way of making it where, yeah, that's it. Use tin, and then 1 piece of iron in the middle. So you need 4 tin and 1 piece of iron. So that'll make the tin gear in the middle. Then we need some glass. We're going to need some sand, which I don't have, and a bit more iron. So let's, and then we're also going to need some flint. Copper is the same thing with 4 pieces of copper and an iron in the middle. And then this redstone reception coil, we need some gold and some redstone. And that's basically it. So let's do this. Let's put 1 more in here. And then we're going to need some gold. We'll only need 1. We're going to need a bunch of copper, so let's do that like so. We're also going to need some tin. Do that, and I think that's all we're going to need besides the sand. So let's, can you put this in? That should be enough. So then we'll put that in like that. Hopefully it takes the, yeah, so it took that first. Let's just grind this up. A little bit of a manual process, but that's alright. Okay, so I think we've got everything we need here. Let's just duck back in here. And let's put this in here. Put a few of those in there. We got the glass cooking up. We've got the rest of our ingredients are ready. So let's start crafting up what we need. We're going to need 2 copper gears, just like so. We're going to need 1 tin gear, like that. Then we're going to need a machine casing. So we just need 1 more for that, I believe. Just like that. Just like that, the tin gear in the middle, and then a bunch of iron around. Like so. Perfect. We need another piece of flint. So let's try to grind up some flint. Can you give me one quickly? I think the probability on this is like 10%. Okay, might cut this out and be back. Okay, there we go. We've got 3 pieces of flint. So let's just double check again. We got the 2 copper gears. We've got the machine frame, the basic machine frame. And then we need the piston. So let's do that. Just like so. And we need the reception coil, which is just like that. And I think with that, we've got everything we need. 2 copper gears go at the bottom, the piston goes at the top, and the machine frame goes in the middle. We have our pulverizer. So now, these have built up 80,000 RF each. I think if we break it, so let's say we break that, and we place it back down. I believe it holds its charge. Yeah, it does. So that's great. What we can do is place the pulverizer right here. You can see immediately it has its own internal buffer, and it fills up its buffer. And I believe it's taking it from either side. I'm not too sure. But what we can go ahead and do, let's take the rest of the iron ore and we'll throw it in there. And what it does is it does the grindstone operation, but it does it automatically. And it even has a chance of generating something else. So you saw there's ferrous metal here. It can generate its own output sort of thing, or its own extra stuff. So let's go ahead and do that. And then we're gonna have to start talking about some storage stuff, because while the big chests are good, you can see they're quickly filling up, and we've even got more stuff coming in. My inventory is nearly full again, so we might have to do some more stuff about inventory, but that'll probably be in the next episode. For now, I'm going to go ahead and take care of some of this dust, the powder that I'm generating here. Maybe smelt them up. And that guy's coming for me, isn't he? I thought he was. Now he is. Oh man, does it take a while to... Okay, now we're good. So, with that, I'll let you guys go, and I'll see you guys on the next episode of Stellarum Minecraft. I hope you guys enjoy this new series. Let me know what you think of what I'm doing here. And if there's anything you want to see, if there's any mods you want to see, just let me know in the comments, and I'll certainly take a look at it. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Okay, bye.